Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Civilization 6 in our Iron Curtain series. So things are going interestingly so far. We are good friends, declared friends with 3 different AI. I was playing an offline game of Civ 6 yesterday, and it did not go this way. I'm very surprised, particularly on this difficulty level, that we have such good relationships. We're also working to establish as many outback stations as we can for food and production reasons. This is really what's going to help us jump ahead of the other civilizations towards the end game. Also, I do want to mention really quickly, because I'm nothing if not a man of my word, I mentioned in the beginning of the series that I was going to try and use that strategy that I talked about in my Australia overview of provoking other civs into declaring war on me. Well, as many of you know, I'm an empire builder type of player. I will always build up an empire first. Some of you might consider that kind of a turtle strategy, defensive strategy, just the way I play strategy games if I can. Obviously, some situations force me not to, and I like to think I'm more adaptive in that situation, but because we're Australia, we have had this opportunity to build up these amazing, this amazing defensive front, and so I haven't really been focused on building an army. So that also means that we are close to the point in history where we will actually, we're at 1270 AD right now, where we will have the Digger unit, and the Digger unit is more powerful outside of our borders. So maybe I'm not going to go pissing any other civilizations off, which was the idea. Again, the strategy was, let me get the production bonus that you get when you declare war on, or when another civilization declares war on you, by provoking other civs. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to try and hold off until I have the Digger, because the Digger is going to be really, really useful. Plus, it lets us show off what's unique about Australia, right? So anyway, that's enough from me. I just wanted to give you an update on that. We're also colonizing the coast of the Americas, and unfortunately, we were going to colonize there, and I think we have another settler on the way. Yeah, we do. And we're probably going to try and settle right there, just as a way of having one more settlement in this area. But thankfully, we're friends with Pedro, so what I'm hoping is that here we can establish a pretty strong little beachhead, maybe even colonize Alaska. It's tundra, so there's not much reason to, but we may still do that. And we also have this colony down here, which we may expand on if we can take care of these barbarians. We need to get some units. I talked about this in the end of the last episode. We need to get some units to these colonies. So anyway, let's see what we're looking at here. By the way, you know, I've been watching some other Let's Plays over the past couple of days, and I really can't stress enough when you're playing Civilization 6 the importance. Let me open this up real quick. When you go to key bindings, set up a key binding for the next action, because this is the equivalent of hitting the button down here regardless of what it says, whether it's the end of your turn, whether it's choosing the next production. It makes it so much easier to play fluidly and just have your hand on a key and hit a key repeatedly. You might notice that I never actually click down here unless I'm consciously doing it for some unnecessary reason. So just a note. Okay, what city is this? What city am I looking at? Oh, it is Ballarat. Okay. I mean, I do need to build ancient walls. I really do. But also a builder would be nice. That takes 15 turns. I don't think things are going to sour with Pedro in that many turns. But let's not take chances. Let's go ahead and get walls so that city can defend itself. And then we have this caravel up here exploring. Oh, the glare was in the way there. Okay. Awesome. All right, so now we actually have a view of all of Mexico. We're in the Gulf of Mexico, in fact, right now. And Pedro has definitely established probably one of the largest empires in the game, which, again, is what kind of leads me to believe that our first war will either be against Pedro, or it's more likely going to be against Russia. Russia is on the verge of eliminating Japan. So we're going to have a problem with that if we're not careful. Okay, I have a trader in Perth. I could trade with Launceston now that we have... somebody tell me if that's the correct pronunciation. I could trade with that, or I could trade with Buenos Aires and get production and gold. I feel like the food is probably going to be best. Help that colony grow. Yeah, that did improve the growth rate substantially. It's still on production focus at the moment. Tell you what, let me go ahead and take it off of... Well, no, I'm going to keep it on production focus because we want that builder as soon as possible. Also, there is some silver north of Perth. How much are those tiles? Ooh, they're expensive. Never mind. All right, let's head up here. God, the glare makes it hard to see. It's realistic, but it makes it hard to see where I'm trying to send my unit here. I am enjoying this series a great deal. Australia is a lot of fun to play as so far.
You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is like an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty.
Gandhi, I wish you were living in modern times and modern science just to see the implications of that statement. I see what you're getting at, but oh man. Anyway, that's too real. Anyway, as I was saying, I think we're getting to a point where Australia is really going to come into its own, and we get to see kind of the benefits of these different. Ooh, wow! Holy crap! Russia's in the atomic era. Holy crap! We're way back here in the Renaissance. Good God! And Pedro's in the modern era. Wow. We're going to get destroyed. I did not see how... Oh my God, I haven't looked at that recently. How is Russia in the atomic era? They must have a massive, unchallenged empire. I don't know about this. I'm enjoying this game, but I don't know if we stand a chance. Let's see what we can do. We definitely do have the kind of engine that can catch up and challenge them, particularly when we get the digger unit. But if we go to war with them prematurely, going back to what I was saying at the beginning about making sure we go to war at the right time, this could be problematic. Bendigo needs more amenities. Yeah, I know. We're working on getting more amenities. Chichen Itza and the Potala Palace have been built by other civs. I hate that some of the notifications still do this. We've had 3 post-launch patches, and you still can't make some of them go away. Sorry, it's a pet peeve, but it's the simplest function that you would think would work, and it just doesn't. It'll all be ironed out in time. This is still within 6 months of Civ's initial release, so I mean, this is going to happen. All right, so here, this is exactly why I had the settler hold off. All right, so what I'm going to do is actually bring this settler into Perth, so they're landed. Oh, we can actually go in there. Cool. All right, now this builder, where were you going? I guess I was sending you this way, wasn't I? Would it be more valuable to have you up here, though? Yeah, I think, given that we have a builder in 18 turns coming to Perth, why don't we send this builder up here? It's going to take 11 turns just to get there, but... Man, Russia's in the atomic era. I don't know, guys. I don't know that we can keep up. If they're in the atomic era, they're going to be going for the science victory before we even have access to most of those possibilities. That is rough. Alright, so we have this builder here. We have an unconstructed pasture. Let's go ahead and get that taken care of, because we have 4 builds on that builder. Alright, now this settler doesn't have anything to escort it. Do I have a unit I can purchase? I can purchase a scout in Perth, and that would be able to momentarily defend the settler. The question is, where do I want the settler? I could potentially... That's actually a really good spot to build a city. It would piss Pedro off to no end, but look at how defensible that is. Not attackable from the coast. Helps secure a northern border. Or potentially there, maybe. But that makes it more vulnerable to that empire. I like the idea of having a city there. It would be really hard to take. You know what? I'm going to do that. We're going to purchase... Come on now. Give me the purchase menu again. There we go. We're going to purchase a scout. Oh man, I'm so nervous about Russia being as strong as they are. And they're the only civilization that's denounced us, so they're more likely to go to war with us sooner. Alright, we're not going to do anything with the settler this turn because the scout can't move until next turn. But we are going to explore with our caravel up in here. So we've almost explored the entire Americas just with our caravel. Still can't dismiss that.
Don't judge someone until you've stood at his forge and worked with his hammer.
Okay. Now, since we researched that, I should now have access. That should. Hang on. Nah, just steel crossbowmen. I thought maybe that would mean that you would start to see. I thought maybe that would mean you would start to see cannons firing rather than crossbowmen, but not yet, I suppose. Maybe you need better walls for that. I'm not sure what the requirement is for improving the type of bombardment unit that's inside a city. The garrison unit, if you will. Not the actual unit, but the unit that fires when you fire with the city. Yeah, we're going to put a city right there. It's a dick move, and he's going to be so pissed. But and I might even break a promise to him by doing that. Should I get military tactics? We don't really need it. We don't need it. We can skip it. Right, let's go for mass production now. Or should we go for siege tactics so we get forts and Renaissance walls? Nah, let's... What did it lead to? Oh, it leads to industrialization. Yep, we definitely need that. Okay. So, note to self, as aggressively as I was settling on this difficulty level, I needed to do even more. I probably needed to just to go to war with Gandhi. Maybe that turtle playstyle doesn't work as well, I suppose, when you've got this many competitive civs. Lesson learned. I'm not typically the type of player that goes for the highest level of challenge unless I'm very comfortable playing on it. I prefer to enjoy a game rather than just... don't get me wrong, I love a challenge, but I like a good sense of balance. Like, I like to have fun and be challenged at the same time. So when I really feel like an AI has too many bonuses, like it does on the highest difficulty levels of virtually any strategy game, when it has too many handicaps to allow it to be stronger than the player, it's more difficult for me to enjoy it because my sense of, I guess I should say, masochism is not as strong as other players. So I haven't played as much on Emperor, Immortal, and I don't think I've even played Civ 6 on Deity yet. So I would like to, I really would, but I'm working my way up there, and this is definitely an interesting experience so far because, I mean, holy crap, I feel like we've been doing pretty well building up a civilization as rapidly as possible, and it's generally not going too well in terms of how we're competing technologically. All right, Melbourne needs probably ancient walls. Nothing more I can do up here. Do need to heal that caravel, but I can't just yet. And we have a builder here. Let's see, what should we do with that builder? Should probably improve those fish first and foremost. You I'll just skip. Okay, let's improve that pasture. Excellent. Pretty soon we're going to be able to improve that silver, and some of our amenity problems should go away. That will help us. That will help us a great deal. Alright, fish. See, I'm just hitting the N key, going back to what I was saying earlier, and I'm just going through my turns. It's wonderful. The only downside is, I guess maybe in higher difficulties like this,
the Pantanal is the most complex intertropical alluvial plain of the planet, and perhaps the least known area of the world.
Natural wonder. Okay, so we're going to settle there.
Über Vorsichtigkeit sie gelobet. Zu helfen diesem Reich hieße tanzen mit dem Tode.
Okay. I totally forgot what I was saying just now.
I conclude then this point touching upon the power of kings with this axiom of divinity. That is, to dispute what God may do is blasphemy. So it is sedition to dispute what a king may do.
Uh-huh. Yeah, good luck having that kind of mentality in the modern world. Or can you? Given the way things have been going. Anyway, let's go ahead and found Toowoomba. Okay. We have founded the city of Toowoomba, and it looks like it's not growing at the moment, so let's give it a food focus. Yeah, that is going to be a challenge for that city. So why don't I see if I can purchase some... I'm actually going to purchase 2 tiles, which is going to piss Pedro off doubly, but that'll help me have a little bit more in terms of potential for growth. Yeah, that way I don't have to set a focus just yet. It's going to grow in 20 turns. Choose Civic. My god, we are so far behind. Alright, let's go for diplomatic service so we have access to those. And then Canberra. I mean, I kind of just want to keep cranking out builders. And settlers, for that matter. Don't really need temples as much. Medieval walls don't really need, because, I mean, that's additional maintenance anyway. Why don't we go ahead and do another builder? Brisbane. We'll go ahead and do an encampment. Interesting. All right, let's go ahead. Oh, this is Toowoomba. I thought it was a different city. All right, so I don't know why I reacted that the way I did. Okay, so this settler... I thought I had already given the order for the settler to come down here, but I guess I hadn't. Let's see, what would be the best tile? There, probably, because then it's a little bit harder to get the city surrounded. Oh man, that's going to take 7 turns to get there? Well, go ahead. I mean, we'll get there soon enough. We've been plowing through turns. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying, is the the disadvantage of, you know, skipping, of using the N key or having any key set up for this button is that you plow through turns, sometimes more quickly than you need to. And by the way, if it's not clear, I totally welcome any kind of constructive criticism or discussion of like tactics for the higher difficulty levels, because I think I've been pretty clear, at least in this episode, but at some points in the past, that, you know, some of the strategies I'm still figuring out myself. I mean, I'm still adjusting to Civ 6 after many, many hundreds of hours of Civ 5. So, insofar as, you know, a tactic is legitimate, it isn't gaming the system too much, because I don't find that as enjoyable or even watchable. I'd be curious what your thoughts are. I always like to strike that balance between realistic strategies and and strategies that are playing the system, you know? So anyway, let's, what are we going to do with this? I mean, we do need to improve this pro resource over here, so why don't I go ahead and send you that way? It's going to take 4 turns, but that's fine. And then there's already some, that's an encampment district being built there. So come down there and we'll build another outback station. Same here. The pyramids are almost completely fenced in by outback stations, which I find hilarious. And pretty soon we're going to have access to that silver. We actually have 2 silver near us, which is great. If I can manage to get that tile too. Oh, interesting. Gandhi wants a joint war on Russia. They want to give me open borders. This is interesting. I could take this offer. And right now I don't have any silk, I don't think. He's not giving me that much gold per turn. I'd be at war with Russia. But Gandhi would go to war. This might help Gandhi go to war and maybe do some damage to Russia. So you know what? I'm going to take this. I'm not going to participate in the fighting. And I think I can defend my cities if Russia were to come after me. But if we do a joint... Oh, this could be... you know what? This is a risky decision, but for the sake of fun and for the sake of the potential for it to maybe sideline Russia a little bit and slow them down, let's do it. So we've just gone to war with Russia after talking about how terrifying it is. Okay, so we settled too close. Apologies, I will look elsewhere in the future. Even though I'm about to settle right next to you. So actually, I shouldn't have made that promise.
Meine Feinde und ob ihnen helft, auch ich.
Okay, that's nice. I guess maybe he might be... Okay, so our declaration of friendship... Okay, so we've accepted Gandhi's friendship. Now, can I make an alliance with Gandhi? Okay, so now we're allied. I want to see if that gives us a bonus. We fought a joint war with them. Okay, so Gandhi's currently quite happy with us. To be honest, I don't even necessarily know what the implications of the allegiance were, but I'm just trying to think in terms of having a good relationship with this border civ since Russia is so much of a common enemy. All right, let's do an outback station there. I really hope that our outback stations help us catch up. That's pretty much our only hope at this point. Let's go over there and build that mine. Oh wait, mines will actually reduce the... Oh wow, there's a lot of barbarian units around there. Mines will reduce the appeal of that tile though. Will that hurt anything? No, we don't have any districts in the area, so we're good. Thanks to some commenters, I've been learning about the appeal system over the past couple of episodes. They think you're a warmonger. Alright, so we're allied with Gandhi. Dude. Oh, yeah, because I declared war. Well, you know what? I'm backing Gandhi up. This is yet another instance of what is probably a just war, and the game Civilization's all denouncing me like, hey, how dare you declare war? Dude, we're fighting back against this really advanced hegemonic power that's taking... The guy that just denounced me is getting taken over by the power I just declared war on. Tell me how that denouncement makes sense. He should be happy that I'm doing this. The Civ, I've said this over and over, and some people agree, some people disagree, and that's totally fine. But the Civ 6 AI is too simplistic in its assessment of whether it should denounce a player for being a warmonger. I think in 2017, the AI should be robust enough to be able to recognize different reasons that a player might have for declaring war. It should be able to kind of keep track of those things, and I really hope that gets added in the future so that those decisions become more understandable. Okay, so... Alright, I guess we got the walls done. Let's go for a builder now. Absolutely. And then in Brisbane, I could trade with Kyoto and get some additional production. I could trade with Cairo and get production. Is there anywhere where I can get +2 production? Yes, there is. I could trade with Canberra. Yeah, let's just go for a trade route with the capital. That's fine. And let's keep building outback stations because, again, they are our only hope. Oh, hey! Hey! It's Ireland and England. Hello. Germany. Oh, wow. We've got a freaking Third Reich situation up here. Maybe not even the Third. Second Reich? First Reich? They control Europe and Carthage. Holy crap. All right. Great scientist. Ooh. 500 for each natural wonder tile or adjacent. So this is going to help us catch up a little bit. Your progress towards the Enlightenment has advanced considerably. Very nice. Newcastle. Yep. Let's get a library. Man, we are just so far behind, it's embarrassing. You know what? Dude, you need to stop criticizing me. I just went to war with Russia. In part in response to what they're doing to you. He really shouldn't be yelling at me. Oh, that's perfect. Yes, that's perfect. I was hoping for something like that, and it's right nearby. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pop you up to Brisbane. And next turn, we're going to put him right in the Great Barrier Reef, and he's going to get 500 science for every single tile, including the ones... It's going to be a huge tech boost, because we have a Great Barrier Reef near us. That's so exciting. All right, so now we have those extra pearls. Okay. And we really do need to get some other luxury resources improved. I'm working towards it, but I'm working towards a million different things at once at the moment. All right, so now let's put you right smack dab in one of the Great Barrier Reef tiles, and then magic will happen. Awesome. Look at all these fences starting to interconnect. Okay, why don't you come down here, because there's a pasture. So anything we build there, they get adjacency bonuses for being near pasture. So the outback stations we build here will be the most productive in the area. Now, I'm at war with Russia, so I could technically capture these settlers right now. That would be hilarious. I could just steal his settlers.
People can have the Model T in any color, so long as it's black.
I love that quote so much. All right. Mine. All right, now if we can just get them out under our protection. Oh, man. That could actually turn out to be kind of useful. So how about, all right, for our next tech, we probably need to do a research. Yeah, we need Oxford University. Let's go for scientific theory. If we don't go for that, we're not going to catch up. All right, and then Bendigo, what do you need to be building? You've already got walls. I could go for medieval walls. That's probably not a bad idea, truth be told. But even more of a good idea would be to have a builder in this area, because this city hasn't really been built up yet. So we need builders to improve a lot of these tiles. Okay, now how far can the settler sail in one turn? Can't sail anywhere. Alright, so why don't we just have you stay put for a turn and hope you can survive, because he is in Russian territory. He's not completely safe. I can't remember if building a lumber mill will affect the appeal of that tile. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep focusing on the outback stations for now. Ooh, we need extra production for you. Absolutely. Let's have you trade with Canberra. So that'll help you grow faster with the extra food and everything. All right, so we're back to you. Just come down here and build an outback station there. Okay, we're about 25 minutes into this episode, so I guess what I'll do, we're not really at... We've got so much going on, it's hard to come to an exact stopping point. We got an envoy here, that's nice. 2 more envoys, in fact. Faith is not really useful, but this is. Even more so is that though. So let's work towards... There we go. More production is always a good thing. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cut this episode here. In the next one, we are going to keep trying to catch up on the tech tree. We are gaining on Russia. Russia now shows that they're in the industrial era, so that might have been... That might not have been entirely representative of where they are. A little bit of panic this episode, but I still am confident that we have a chance. I'm a little worried because, again, this is a high difficulty level, so this is me angsting a little bit, but I'm enjoying it a great deal because, again, I got to spend the first part of the game empire building. So we are at war with Russia. As we get more and more advanced, we may prolong the war and actually fight them in this same war, or we might make peace with them. I'm just hoping that Gandhi going to war will result in maybe some of these cities falling. But it might not. We'll see. This might have been a fruitless endeavor. But, yeah. Lots more to come, especially if we end up provoking this mighty Holy Roman Empire in Europe. That's actually kind of cool to see. I mean, I joked when I met Frederick about how he's, you know, the saying about Frederick in the Holy Roman Empire was it was not holy, not Roman, not an empire. But when it looks like that, I got to give it to him. That is a Roman Empire. Well done, sir. You control all of Greece, you control all of Italy, you control North Africa, you control all of Europe and England, except for Scotland. That is a very Roman Empire, in fact. So that's actually pretty cool to see. You just don't control Egypt because Arabia has control of Cairo. That is, in fact, Arabia's capital. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes in Iron Curtain or anything with a historical and grand strategy theme air every single day at noon Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.